Hello and welcome to another video with Techanvass. Myself Priyanka Aneja, and in today's video we are going to discuss about how long does it realistically take to prepare you for PL-300 certification exam. Okay. Um, there are a lot of questions being asked by our candidate, whom or students whom I mentor. That's how much time it will take for me to be prepared for PL-300, certification course. So it's a very difficult and tricky question to say. I generally do not give an answer because it is very debatable. Okay, the answer could be very debatable. It depends on a lot of aspect. Okay, it depends on your grasping power, your understanding, your preparation. Okay, if I say a ballpark number that okay within 2 months you will be prepared, it will be difficult. You'll feel the pressure. But if you are working as a experienced resource, you already are using Power BI day in day out in your professional life, then it will be very easy. You may say that okay 2 months is too long, I can be prepared in 1 month's time, right? So that way it is very difficult to say. Having said that, that's the reason why I'm making this video, just to let you decide when you are prepared for this PL-300 exam. Okay. Now, how you can decide and how you can think that you are prepared for it or not? For that, you need to be aware of your current situation, right? So the certification journey is like, let's assume that you are an expert. You are already working in Power BI, and you are day in day out using Power BI in your professional life. So you will be very well versed about the core concepts and the competencies. But still, you need your knowledge still requires some brush up, because you will be asked a lot of scenario based question, theoretical question, which you may need to be answered. Practically, you are already doing hands on, so you are very well versed. So you may be prepared in a month's time, right? And give the certification exam. But if you are coming after a long break, it is not as your primary skill. Okay, you are learning it as an upskilling per se, right? So all this entire area is new for you. Okay, you need to do hands-on practices. You need to be aware of all the key concepts, theoretically, conceptually, as well as hands-on per se. So it may take some time, right? So you should be aware of the key topics, bare minimum key topics, which I'm going to show you in this video. And then you decide that it will take you 2 months to prepare for all these topics thoroughly, or 3 months or 6 months. It depends on you. You should not take any pressure on yourself, because you will be working on your primary skills. Along with that, you need to nurture your secondary skill, which is this. Okay, so you yourself can take a decision for yourself, right? Okay, now moving to the key topics to focus on. First area is prepare the data. Okay, very important. For that, you need to be aware of the direct query and import mode. What all semantic modes are available in Power BI through which you can load the data into Power BI, and what are the nitty-gritties of it? Which is the default mode, which is not the default mode? What benefit direct query gives you? What benefit or pros and cons of import mode? All that, if you are aware of, I guess you have very well versed of this particular topic. Second is evaluate your data before loading. So you need to be aware of the any transformation you need to do before you load the data into Power BI to start creating reports, right? So transformation and preparing your data is very, very important. Transformation requires a lot of key concept, adding column, complex calculation, sanitization, removing missing values, adding missing values, or removing redundant or duplicate data. All that to basically clean your data, to make it analysis ready, and then load it into Power BI. So for this, you need to be very well versed with the first component of Power BI, which is called as Power Query Editor, right? So you have to thoroughly understand all that thing. Then it requires pivot, unpivot, and transpose data. When to use pivot, unpivot, unpivoting and transport data, you should be thoroughly aware. Okay, there will be a lot of questions, scenario based question you may be asked, where you just simply need to use pivot and unpivot. But if you are not aware in which scenario I need to use pivot or unpivoting, then it will be very difficult for you to answer that. Okay, so all that thing you need to be aware of. Prepare your data also requires connecting to semi-structured data sources. That also is required, like JSON, XML. So you need to be aware of not only connecting it from Excel, rather, semi-structured data sources as well. Right? Creating fact and dimension table, very, very important. Now coming up with the schemas also you need to be aware of. You need to be aware of the dimension table and the fact table, the primary key, secondary key concepts, okay, which are the core DBMS concepts. If you are aware of it, I believe this is, a good area which will, fetch you 2 to 3 questions or 4 questions maybe from this particular topic, right? Merge and append query. Merge and append query is nothing but like it's like a joining. So you should be aware of all the joining, when to use a merge and when to use append, what kind of joins will get implemented. Joins, in Power BI, you will not see the terms called joins, but it is like merge and append. But what kind of a joins happens when append query is being used, and what kind of a joins happen when merge query is being used, you should be thoroughly aware, okay, from SQL point of view. So you need to be combining all these knowledge to understand this in a deeper manner, right? Then model the data, role playing dimensions about, all that. So fact and dimension measures, all that, the terms you need to be familiar with. And it is nothing but primary key and secondary key. If you are well versed about that, it will be very easy for you to do it. Then comes relationship cardinality and cross filter direction. So, these are the key concepts when you start building the relationship cardinality, one to many, many to, one, one to one, many to many, all that thing you need to be aware of, and the cross direction filter. Okay. That is very, very important because in general, it is single, but in which scenarios you need to use both, or all that thing you should be aware of, right? Implicit measures. So implicit measures basically are the normal sigmas which we generally use, but apart from that, there are also explicit measures. So DAX functions are being used to write explicit measures. So you should be very well versed about all these things. Date table, how to create date table, date dimensions, date and time dimensions, all that thing would be very important, and does have a good weightage in it. So DAX is data analysis expression, very, very important. So you should be aware of aggregated functions, logical functions, test function, date and information, and iterative functions. All are the categories comes under DAX. So mind you, there are over 200 plus DAX functions available, and Power BI supports, so which are categorized into these. So you should be well versed about of at least some of the basics from these categories. Okay, some more date functions are listed here. Statistic functions, median x, rank x, all that you should be aware of, when to use rank and when to use rank x. So there are multiple functions available. For example, in count, there are so many count functions. So each and every function which is available is for a specific reason. So you need to be aware of all those things to quickly answer these questions. Then performance improvement and performance analyzers. So when we start creating the queries, the complex, DAX functions, filters, slicers, visual elements, it takes a lot of memory. So how to improvise it, how to analyze the, performance of each of the visual, the queries and all that thing, and how to improvise it, perform, optimize it, also is very, very important aspect. So you should be well versed of, of all these topics. Then comes visualize and analyzing the data. So visualizing means graphical representation of the data. So a lot of question comes from the visual element. So which visual element to be used when, and all that thing. So you should be well versed about data visualization of its formatting and the conditional formatting. Okay, how to do conditional formatting in the graphs, in tables, very very important. Slicing, filtering, and sorting your data. So slicers are what, filters are what, sorting the data in ascending, descending order. All these things, comes with the additional feature in representation, and narrow downing your data will come into picture. So there are few questions comes from these things as well. So these topics as well, you should be very well versed about from these. Visual calculation. Now, apart from this, there are a lot of AI, visual elements which are being introduced by Power BI now. So those you need to be aware of how the visual calculation being done, the tool tips. Okay, sync slicers, all these things are very very important. Buttons, so to trigger a bookmark you need either a button or an image. So when slicer, sync slicer, how you can use them, how you can trigger bookmarks through buttons, and how to create bookmarks and all that thing you need to be aware of, right? And grouping the visuals, multiple visuals, the what do you say, the bookmarks or visuals as well. All these things you can group. So grouping, ungrouping of visual and all that thing you should be aware of. Drill through reports, navigation, when to use drill through, what aspect goes into when you are using drill through, okay, is very very important. So you should be aware of what is drill through and drill down. The differentiation between that is very important to understand, because you may be asking a question, and mind you, the answers could be slightly confusing. So it is tricky to answer these kind of questions, right? Design reports for mobile users. So considering your audience, if they will be going to consume your reports and dashboard through mobile, so how you need to design your reports for mobile users, all sort of things would be very very important to understand. Layering and selections are also another thing which will help you elevate your report from one level to another level. Analyze feature is also is like an AI, inbuilt AI. So you are using artificial intelligence inbuilt, which is available in Power BI, to analyze the fluctuation between the data represented in the graphs, and understand it how and what all aspect are going behind the fluctuation of this data, right? Grouping, binning, and clustering is another topic. Use of AI visuals. So, key influencer, decomposition tree are the AI visuals available. So, I believe you will be getting few questions related to these visuals, where it is very, very important for you to understand. So, these are some important topics from visual element per se. Okay, reference lines, forecasting, predictions. Also, you may get a few questions, right? After that, manage and secure Power BI, the governance part. So creation of workspace and configuring workspace, how to give access and publish, reports to workspaces, giving access, creating dashboards, okay, tiles. All these things are very important from governance point of view. Configuring subscriptions and data alerts. So when to use, give alerts to which audience, all that thing you should be aware of. Gateways, if you need to use two different areas, you are using cloud, data is coming from cloud platform, or you are publishing your reports in cloud platform, and your data is coming from on premise, so you should be aware of gateways as well. So because that is being used to authenticate user, very very important topic. Schedule refresh, how to refresh your data on a scheduled manner. Okay, assigning roles. What are types of roles available? Viewer, contributor, member, and admin. All these four types. What to be given to which kind of a user? All that thing you should be aware of. Configure item level access, row level security. So very important to secure your data from the unauthenticated user. So row level security, which where to create, where to be configured, all that thing is very important aspect, right? So with this, if you feel that all these topics you are well versed and you have covered thoroughly, I believe you are prepared to give an attempt for PL-300 certification exam. So be a decision maker for yourself, and don't come into pressure to take this decision that okay, within 2 months or 3 months down the line you need to be prepared for this. Definitely you can come up with the target, but decide it yourself when you are prepared for the certification exam, and then only go for the attempt. Okay, I hope this video will be helpful for you all and you will be able to take the decision based on this. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon in another side. Thank you so much. Bye bye.